So, once again, our thing today is shadow dance. Okay, thank you for those of you who are following along. Shadow dance. Now we're going to go back here, and it's written by Ivy O. Eastwood. Okay, and then once again, this is done in groups, so instead of one person saying it, it's a group of people. And then when it says solo, that would just be a person by itself. If you're solo, you're by yourself. So on the few places it says solo, that's just a person by itself then reading. Where it says group, it means we are reading it together. Okay? All right. Group one, and we wouldn't actually read that part aloud. Like when we get to where we're reading the play, we're not going to say group one. Okay, when we're just reading aloud for ourselves, we will say it because that way we know who's speaking at different points. But when we actually are like practicing it, acting it out, we wouldn't say that because we're going to know who's speaking because we are switching around who's speaking. Okay, so Jimmy, you need to finish up. Me done so you can participate. Okay, so group one. Oh, Shadow, dear Shadow. I'm going to read. You guys just follow along, and then we'll read it together afterwards, okay? Oh, Shadow, dear Shadow, come, Shadow, and dance. And notice there's just these little commas here. Those are just little pausing areas. And then we've got an exclamation mark at the end. And dance. We're excited, okay? Oh, Shadow, dear Shadow, come, Shadow, and dance. Okay, and then group two would speak next. And they say, on the wall, in the firelight. It's a compound word. Two words that come together that make one. In the firelight, let both of us prance. Okay, so let's read those. And what does it mean per? Remember, there's two letters, so you can't jump over it as well. Per and, but E next to C. Prance. What does prance mean? Does anybody know?
Really roar. Just listen to this.
It means that whenever something moves,
so you're right. It's a way that you move, but you're wrong in that it's just something's moving and you see it. Okay. It's a way that people like horses. They kind of move in like a really jaunty kind of way a lot of the times, and that's called prancing. Okay, and hold on, Hayden. And so when you're kind of moving in like a really, like kind of almost a skippy, kind of almost looks like a dance sometimes, that's also called a prance. Okay. Usually you do it when you're happy or when you're excited, but it's kind of right here. It says dance, and when you're kind of walking in like a dancing, kind of beautiful way, it's called. Often referred to as a prance. Okay. All right. And then solo one, that means somebody would be speaking by themselves. Jimmy, why don't you put your paper in front of you? A little bit. Okay, solo one. We're right there, further towards the bottom of the paper. There you go. Solo one. Hold on. Let's reread this whole thing again. Let's go back up to group one. Oh, Shadow, dear Shadow, come, Shadow, and dance. And then we group two would speak. On the wall, in the firelight, let both of us prance. Once again, we sound really excited because there's an exclamation mark. And then solo one. Solo one. I raise my arms thus. Solo two. And you raise. Sorry. And you raise your arms so when it says I raise my arms thus, it just means I raise them like this, essentially. I raise my arms thus, okay, and then the next one is, and you raise your arms so, right? It just, essentially talking about shadows, right? Like if I raise my arms like this, you raise your arms so, like that too. Okay, let's read solo one again. I raise my arms thus, solo two, and you raise your arms so. Okay, and now we're at the next page. You guys would open it. And this is a very short play. Well, a very, very short play.
Why not? That's rehearsed. That's dragon.
Okay. Group one would speak again. So even we could say group one would be like this half of the room, and group two would be this half, essentially. And then just a couple people would get the solos. Group one, and dancing and leaping and laughing we go. Okay, let's start that again. And dancing and leaping and laughing we go. Group two, from the wall to the ceiling, from ceiling to wall. Let's read that again. From the wall to the ceiling, from ceiling to wall. And then all, that means the whole class. We read this last bit. Just you and I, shadow, and none else at all. Okay, one more time. Just you and I, shadow, and none else at all. All right. Okay, let's go back to the beginning.
Oh, well, I don't think we're
Go back to the beginning. I am going to have this side of the room. And Miss Danny, you're with your side of the room. So it's Elizabeth, Danny, Max, and Hayden. You guys are going to speak for group one. Okay, and Miguel, Jimmy, Miranda, and Ellie, you guys are going to speak for group two.
All right. Then nobody will have anything to.
And then let's see. First for solos, just for right now. Miranda solo one, Jimmy solo two, and we'll switch that throughout the time. Okay, so they won't always get the solos, but this time, got him. Jimmy, you're solo two. Miranda, you're solo one. Okay, so group one, that's this side of the room. Max, Elizabeth, Hayden, and Danny. Oh, shadow, dear shadow, come, shadow, and dance. Now group two, that's you guys. On, Jimmy, that's you too, so you better be paying attention. On the wall, in the firelight, let both of us prance. All right, solo one, that's you, Miranda. You have to do it loud and proud, girlfriend.
Well, I've never been near.
Thus. All right, Jimmy, solo two. So you say it. Well, I'm just asking you to say 6 words, so I think you can do it. Raise.
What happens on page 2?
Arms. Good. Very good. Okay, we'll scroll. Turn to the next page, you guys. I'll scroll to the next page.
And all this.
Okay, once again, you guys are group 1, you guys are group 2. And when it says all, we read it all together. Okay? And dancing and leaping and laughing, we go. Right, group 1, let's try that one more time. I heard one person from group 1. I want to hear the rest. And dancing and leaping and laughing, go. What were you? She was gonna go on and on. Okay, group 2, it's you guys. From the wall, it's also right there in front of you, Jimmy, if you can't see. From the, Jimmy, right here where it says group 2. Put your finger on it, it'll help. From the wall to the ceiling, from ceiling to wall. Let's do that again, group 2. From the wall to the ceiling. Get that out of your mouth, please. We don't put our mask in our mouth. From ceiling to wall. Now all, that is everybody all together. Okay, all. Just
You and
I, shadow, and none else at all. All right, very good. We're getting a little bit better about that. I'm going to talk about kind of what, you would kind of do this, like when you're doing it, right? You could move, or what if we were performing this, it'd be really fun to kind of do it in front of like the bright light, right? And kind of perform it and make the shadows as we're doing it. Okay. In the play Shadow Dance, a shadow speaks and it dances. Okay, we can act out being many things. Let's see, if you guys were to pretend, what would you look like if I said pretend to act or dance like a chair? How would you look like a chair? Do it, show me. Show me, how would you be like a chair? Okay, there's that's what I was thinking. Elizabeth's kind of doing what I was thinking. Like trying to bend your legs, right? You could even have a chair with arms, okay? Like a chair, okay? What about, any type of animal? Any type of animal. Okay, so this is where, no, show me. Don't raise your hands, just show me. Okay, and this is where I think too, when you're making shadow puppets and you do things like, the goose or the frog. Jimmy, yeah, so sometimes people can do like, I used to have some good ones. Let's see if I can get it. My fingers aren't quite working right, but sometimes like a monster with claws or with teeth. Yeah. The crocodile, that's what I was going for, something like that. The butterflies, you're right, the butterflies, or a bird. What? A little panda, you're being a panda. Okay, like sometimes you can get.
Give me a break.
What about a tree? A tree. I need to probably stand kind of like that. A raindrop. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. Whatever. A flower. How would you look like a flower? Some people are trying to be kind of like a flower bud, or yeah, coming out into a flower. I don't know. Kind of cool. All right. So do you see how like you guys could add to the play by practicing doing all sorts of kind of cool shadows? That one's like a full goose. Oh, maybe a flamingo. Okay. Why don't you guys mirror each other? Now, this is something you can kind of do with your partners, even though, and do it social distancing. So, but you have to go to the other side of your desk, okay? And then you be a mirror. So, Jimmy, okay? So you'd say, Miguel, stand up. You have to copy what, so you take turns getting to be a mirror. So, like, if I was doing this, Danny, now you can't really see super well, but you would try to mirror me, okay? Try to do what I'm doing. And you guys do the same thing. Like, so then, Miranda, you do something for Ellie to do and make a mirror of, okay? You three are gonna have to take turns. Hayden, you stay in your area, stay, there you go. Okay, so mirror Hayden. There you go. You do something. And do something. You do something. Okay, now Miguel, you copy. There you go. Hey Miguel, you do something for Jimmy to copy. You do it like this. There you go, Jimmy. Copy it. There you go. There you go. Okay, Danny, you do something for me to copy. Come on. Danny's too busy giggling for me to be able to copy her. Trying to get the right. Okay, I'm just copying Danny's moves. All right. Can you get that, Mr. Squatrito? All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, take your seats.
All right. So once again, who was our problem solver with our group or our?
Okay. What I want you guys to do right now, take out your decodable readers. Yeah. Go ahead. Huh? Yeah, yeah. Yep. And Miss Danny, I forgot to put your decodable reader in your thing, in the stuff I sent home with your brother. So I might send home another thing today, okay? With your decodable reader. But what I will do, I will send you the link to your decodable reader. But what I want you to do is open it, or open Wonders first, and then go into, and then I'll send you the link, okay?